Always remember this. It's not on you, it's in you. It's not about what you possess. It's not about what's inside of your bank account. It's not about your social status. It's not about materialistic things. It's about what's inside. That's what makes you you, okay? It's not about your temporary circumstances. Don't let that determine how you feel about yourself. You are worthy. You are blessed. If God gave you another day, he gave you another opportunity, okay? Keep going. Keep striving, because this your time, this your season, and this is your year. Remember that.
Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel Cook. We will be reacting to a new video today, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's get into the video.
You know, money and materialism have replaced love. When it comes to somebody choosing the person they want to spend their life with or the person they want to date, one of the first things, or if not the first thing that they want to find out is how much money you got. What do you have to offer me? It has nothing to do with love. This is why so many relationships don't work right now. If you're a person out there and you're looking for somebody, you know, to be in your life and you're concerned about them having money, and I'm not talking about you dealing with a dude that don't work or you dealing with a chick who don't want to work or take care of herself. I'm talking about somebody who may have a job, but they have a job and they don't make a lot of money. A lot of people would be a perfect match for a lot of other people, and a lot of people wouldn't even be lonely right now if you didn't base everything on what somebody have. If this brother don't have enough money, but you do, but you think he's the perfect match for you, why can't y'all hook up? If this sister don't have a good job, if she work at McDonald's and you work at GM corporate, and she don't have a lot of money or education, why can't it work out if y'all put y'all money together? So many relationships are never going to work out, and so many people going to be lonely the rest of their life because all you're focused on is what somebody have. If you got money, if they got a little bit of money and you got a lot, what difference does it make? I'm not sitting here making any excuses for anybody that's not working, because the Bible said a man that don't work shouldn't eat. And if you're saying that, oh, I'm a Proverbs 31 woman, the Proverbs 31 woman had a job. So the thing is, it's like, at what point do we get back to the old days where it's just based on love? Yeah, you want a man that work, and yeah, you want a woman that work and take care of herself, but it's not the most important thing, love. Right? This is why relationships don't work. Stop trying to choose somebody based on what they have, because when that stuff is gone, you know you don't love a person and you're ready to jet and get up out of there. Find somebody that you really love, no matter what they have, as long as they're a good person and they try.
What's up, my TikTokers? How y'all doing this Saturday? Time and money. What is the greater commodity? Let's talk about it. So right now, I think we're going through a phase, and I don't know if it's here to stay, where the main focus in friendships, relationships, shipships is money. Everybody is focused on some type of form of payment, or they want to get paid for their services. Because you even got friends who saying, I don't want to move your stuff for a box of chicken no more. There used to be a form of payment, and it was basically just saying, hey, I appreciate you being a friend, let me at least feed you. You know I ain't got no money, let me at least, take you out to dinner. And that used to be substantial, but now people are like, nah, you got to pay me like you're paying everybody else. Let me say this. To each his own. But as a true friend, and you know I'm broke because we're talking all the time, and you know I'm squirreling up my money to make this move from this apartment to that apartment, from this house to that apartment, my girl put me, whatever the case may be, it is unacceptable and just idiotic and crazy and selfish for you to think that I'm supposed to pay you like I'm paying a fucking moving company. I just have to have a side rant. The audacity of people today to want to charge their friends for shit is really blowing my mind. And that leads to this whole, see, now I'm ranting because I'm pissed. And it leads to this rant about relationships where people feel like they gotta be paid to be loved. The fuck is wrong with you? Time is the greatest commodity. That's gonna get that out the way so we can move on to me going back to what is wrong with everybody. There are people, I remember when, if your friend was chilling at home and they ain't doing shit, they ain't doing shit but just shooting the shit, and you had some kids and today somebody couldn't watch them, or this week you didn't have the money, it was like, girl, bring them over, I got you. Where are we today? And I get sometimes folks, look, I get it. The comments where folks take advantage of you. I promise you, I get that, boo-boo. You ain't explaining nothing new to me. But the mindset that somebody's supposed to pay you every time they do something is scary. You do something for your man, I deserve a Birkin. I deserve this bag. I deserve this. You do something for your woman, oh, she need to buy me something new. Love is love. It ain't, you can't put a price on it. But everybody's trying to put a price on it now. Everybody's trying to put a price on what I've done for you, because everybody thinks that they deserve to be paid. The entitlement that we have now is so uncanny, and it's just, I can't put it into words. Preachers won't preach at churches no more unless they get paid. You know, I remember that if somebody got something wrong at a restaurant, you know, they'll try to fix it and do it right. They want you to pay. Everybody wants to be paid for every fucking thing they do now. And I'm not saying that's not, you know, legit, but people, man, I would completely away from what I was supposed to talk about, because I just got upset thinking about how, if you're my friend or if you're my man or woman or whatever and you love me, why the fuck do I have to pay for every goddamn thing? Why does everything has to be just... At one point in time, I really believed in people that love could conquer all. And some days I be wondering, is that ever going to be a real thing? Like, I went longer in this video than I wanted to. I went away from what I wanted to talk to about. Maybe it just needs to come out. I worry and wonder about us as a people. Because the day my friends tell me I got to pay them for helping me move a few boxes and my chicken ain't good enough, that's the day I'm not going to have friends. People ain't going to understand it. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that.
All right, guys, we got to talk about this, because this has been a trend for the last couple of years. And it is this idea of people using money to replace genuine connections, genuine love, and things like that. I literally see this all the time. And I'm not sure when this trend started, but I think after about 2015 to around COVID time, this trend started to pick up a lot. And there's this idea of you need to use people for what they can give you. You need to use people for material things, for what they can sort of provide for you so that they can be in your life. And I do not really like this mentality at all, because it sets a bad example of what real relationships should be like and how those transactions should occur. And I think that a lot of the times people who gravitates towards these types of relationships, they never have your best interests at heart. They're always trying to get one over on you, you know, try to use you. They can lie anyhow. They can create any type of stories. They can try to play on your emotions and your kindness. I think that a lot of people have been treated this way, and so they think that that is how they can win in relationships and things like that. And I really think that it has become a horrible trend. Guys, we cannot replace love and real genuine connection with materialistic things. At the start, it can be nice, but eventually things will just not work out like that. And after buying everything that you actually want, you still feel empty inside, and you have to find emotional connection. So if everything is just based off of transactions, then there's not really a connection there. And any relationship not built off of a real connection will eventually fade.
What up, y'all? It's Russo Binks. Man, I'm just over here thinking about like joy, happiness, love. Like, where does that come from, right? Because when you think about it, when you break it down, it comes from the inside. Like, we keep reverting to outside stuff, to people, places, things to like draw love out of us, to make us feel happiness. And I think that's where we're going wrong, because those things come and go. And then we're left in a state of like where that happiness goes away, and then we're stuck trying to find it somewhere else. And it's just like a repeating cycle. But it's like, when you think about it, you feel love and happiness from the inside. You feel joy from the inside. That's why you can be alone and see a sunset and get that spark of love, or get that happiness, you know, like the things like that that bring it out of us. And so I think as people, we have to get back to a place where we're going inside to find that. Because once we get to that place, we don't have to rely on any outside shit to find it. Then you can feel it, you know, maybe not all the time, but like 99% of the time. If you get to a place where you figure out how to draw that out of you from inside, I think it'll change the world for a lot of people. And it's like, for me, I didn't start making these videos to try to become a TikTok star, like try to blow up. Like, I genuinely just think like the world's in a place where a lot of people are hurting. And I think anyone who has a voice that maybe can help heal some people, or maybe help bring people out of the shit, like, should use it right now. So That's why I do what I do. You know what I mean? It's like, so if you feel it, follow me. If it helps you and you don't want to follow me and you just want to watch them, that's fine too. Like, I'm not doing this because I have this need to become this star, like blow up. I'm literally just trying to help people. So I hope these helps later, Russo Banks.
And money can't buy happiness. You have to really be happy within yourself to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these girls, they have the bags, they have the lifestyle, they have the cars, they have the jewelry, they just have everything, and they're miserable and they're so unhappy and they're depressed. So yes, materials don't mean shit. When we all leave this planet, you think the materials is coming with us? You think the Louis bags and the Gucci and the Dior and the Mercedes and the BMW, you think those things are coming with us? They're not coming with us. Like, y'all really need to find happiness within yourself. Materials is not gonna make you happy. Yes, yeah, when you get it, you may be happy, but then once you put that shit down, it's like, okay, what's next? Like, you're still gonna be sad. You're still gonna be unhappy and depressed. Y'all have to really stop idolizing materials to make y'all happy and find happiness within yourself.
We're in a generation where people treat others like they're disposable, like people drain you dry until you have nothing left to give them. Energy drainers. That's what we're in a generation of. Because it seems like people don't want to stick around for the tough stuff. People just want to jump ship as soon as things get difficult, and nobody wants to commit long enough to actually make compromises and sacrifices potentially, when real love actually requires that in any situation or any relationship. Nobody's going to check off every box on your list. But it's crazy because people have this delusion that love is supposed to feel perfect all the time. Love isn't a feeling, it's a choice. So the person we choose to make it work with is actually who we will experience love with.
Experiences over materialism. I just want to come on here today and share with you guys that the things that you experience, the memories that you make with people that you love, your friends, your family, traveling, those are so much more. And when you're on your deathbed, those are going to be the things that you're talking about versus the things that you purchased, versus the Dior glasses that you bought, the Prada bag that you bought. And don't get me wrong, those things are great and they're beautiful. There's also a website called DHgate where you can get those things discounted if you really like them. But I'm just having such a huge revelation right now, realizing we don't need all this stuff. Like, our society is so consumeristic. I don't know if that's a word. We're just so focused on consumerism. But when the goal to happiness is new experiences and love and community,
So I'm starting to hate the word materialistic, because I think I would fall under that category. I do like things. I like things. I like my things. I want to be, simple and all that, but I like my things. What if the people that are materialistic are actually just people whose love language is gifts, words of affirmation, physical touch, I would say, because, well, if it's gifts, you're giving a gift, and it's not because you're like, this is the best molded plastic I've ever seen, you have to have it. No, you're giving this thing to them because of the reaction you're going to get, whether it be good or bad. Sometimes you give a gift because you're like, I thought of you and this was so funny, and other times you're like, they're gonna open this and they're gonna be so freaking mad, but you give, it's for the reaction, it's the type of friendship you are. But I don't think people are materialistic, or I think there's different categories of materialistic, because I think I'm one of them, but it's all for the way they make me feel. Thoughts?
So I have a question for this lady right here. Is it the thought behind the gifts, or is it just buying things to fill a void inside of you? If it is the thoughts behind the gifts, then okay, cool, I understand that. But if it is to use those gifts to fill a void within you, to use all of these materialistic things to really fill a void, then what's the point? The only way that you can fill a real void is to get that actual thing, not a replacement. A quick reminder, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's continue the video.
One thing I was talking to my girlfriends about the other day is approaching our goals by how we want to feel instead of the material things and titles that we want to receive. For example, instead of setting goals based off of wanting more friends or wanting a promotion at work, we focus on things like, I want to feel safe, appreciated, and loved in our close personal relationships. I want to feel confident and secure in my job. So when we focus on how environments, spaces, or people are making us feel, we can pivot more clearly and faster to spaces that will help us thrive and be more successful.
So I met this African guy about 2 or 3 months ago, and he was telling me a story about when he first moved here and he was out of a job, he was doing bad, and he met this lady, and they started to get to know each other, and long story short, she found out his situation, and she was like, you know what, it's fine, I'll take care of you until you get on your feet. So she paid for everything, she let him stay with her and till he got on his feet. As time go on, now he's a nurse, she's a nurse, they're both married now, and this goes to show you, if a woman truly loves you or really, really likes you for you, she doesn't care about what you have. That's just bottom line. Most of these women don't like these men. They just like these men for what they have. It's really dawned on me, like a woman who loves a man or really, really likes a man, and she's not worried about the money, the clothes, the cars, and all that, and she focuses on him, and she sees that he's an ambitious man, she sees that he's a genuine man. Those type of women would do anything for you, and in return, you should do anything for her. He straight up told me, he was like, bro, I couldn't let her go. He was like, she took me at my lowest, and now we're both doing really good. And he literally said, I love her with everything. And I'm like, yo, that's it. I needed to hear that, because many of us men, we really think love is like getting a bunch of money and getting some woman to fall in love with us because we got the cars and the nice house and the great job. No, most times that woman's just gonna love you for those things you have. And the typical response that I will receive from the westernized woman, I already see it coming. Oh, if you broke, just say that. Nobody want no broke man, and that's the issue. It's all about money. It's all about material things with most of you women. It really is. And that's why most of you fail at relationships, because you're looking at what a man has and not his character. It should be a no-brainer that a man should be ambitious and always trying to improve himself. That should be a no-brainer. So I don't even know why we talk like, well, he has to have this. Listen, I'm not preaching that you should go be with a man that's broke and has good character. No, go with a man that's ambitious, because think about it. Money come and go. You could lose your job tomorrow. You could lose that money tomorrow, but guess what? You still have character. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you both should be striving to always be spiritually, physically, mentally, and financially prosperous. But listen, sometimes, material things can be the same. Material things can be lost. I tell people that all the time. I seen it happen numerous times. A woman will want a man when he has it all, but if he loses, she's gone. You know why? Because she didn't love you. She loved the lifestyle you could provide. That's why I'm really big on genuine connection. I don't want nobody loving me for anything that I have. I want someone loving me for me. And we're in a society now where people are completely okay with people loving them for what they have, because this is what is pushed out there. Get you someone that has this and has that and has this. Now people really live that way. I'm not gonna live that way. You shouldn't either. That's not peace. That's not peace at all.
As a whole, can we just get rid of the idea of struggle love? Love is love, okay? And I don't know who went around telling fairy tales and selling dreams, but love and marriage and commitment are all choices. If you were to rely on your feelings, which are fleeting, to hold a marriage together forever, we're talking 50 plus years, well, that would be a struggle, because feelings change. Commitment means that regardless of where we are and what we do and how things are going, we're going to stick it out. We are committed to this, not just when it's good, not just when it's favorable, not just when we have vacations and money to blow, but during those difficult days, because there will be difficult days. They just may not be financial, but there could be an array of different difficult days. You could be having fertility issues. You could be having, job issues. You could be having family issues. Health issues. There's so many other issues that one could have that would still qualify under the umbrella of struggle love. But we only seem to focus on the financial part of that. And I just want to remind everyone that life is not that simple. And while the rappers and celebrities may talk about it like it is, we have to remember they don't live a regular life. Okay, so the options that they have, the remedies, the solutions, those are going to be very different than what you're going to experience as a regular person. We need to learn how to see things through. It's something that people used to really be focused on teaching their children. And now it seems as though we don't do that anymore. And we've got to focus on doing that for adults. So, struggle love is just love, guys. And when you're dating, before you say the words before God and all of the people who attend, that you are committed to this person, you should actually be exercising that. That's not something that you just flick a switch and turn on. And I will also remind you that the state in which you are living when you have that party and you say those words, it's very likely to change at some point. So, let's get rid of struggle love and consider it love. And let's actually be willing to do the work, or stay single.
One thing that women have to truly understand is that you have to pretty much know that there will be struggle in whatsoever relationship that you go into. There will be times when things are extremely good, and there will be times when things are not so good. And if you truly love that person, you would stay and work things out. Now, if that person continues to make poor choices that keeps you guys stuck in that relationship, in that part of your life and things like that, then I'd say just move on with your life. But if this person is making good choices for their life and they are working hard, and you know that this state that they're in is not going to last forever, that they are working hard to get out of that struggle love, then, work with people like that, because at least they have drive, at least they have knowledge in how to get out of tough spots. But you cannot have it good all the time. That's the thing. Most people come from lower middle class families who were pretty much struggling their whole life, hardly went on trips, hardly enjoyed life. And you really cannot expect people to have this amazing life, and you just come in after everything has been worked on and built and things like that, and you come here and you start to expect all these things from people. No, it does not work like that. If you started from the bottom and you have those expectations of yourself, and you actually put yourself in a position where you were actually good in life, then okay, you can expect stuff like that. But if things were handed to you, or if you have not gotten there in life, then you cannot expect that from another person, because you never worked for what you want. And so you want another person to go out there and work for what they want and then come and give it to you. It doesn't make sense. So struggle love is actually part of overall love. Love can be easy at times. Love can be very challenging at times. Love can be good when you are rich and stuff like that. But if you lose your wealth and your easy life or whatever, then it goes back to struggle love. But at the end of the day, love should endure all of those things. And if it doesn't, you're probably not with the right person, honestly.
Sometimes I feel like I don't fit in because I'm not easily impressed. Anybody else ever feel like that? Like, I'm not one of those people that cares about like material things and what money can buy. Don't get me wrong. Money does make a lot of things better. We know that. But I've never really been able to operate in certain friendships where, my friends only care about shopping or, buying expensive things. Like, that ain't never been my thing. Like, I love to thrift. I love a good Goodwill. I love a good yard sale. Like, I'm impressed by people that I know can reciprocate my same energy, or that's very genuine, that got good spirits and good souls. Like, Like, I feel like we need to get back to that in 2025 because we have so many lost souls, which is why a lot of friendships and relationships cannot be maintained. And it's really because everybody trying to figure out who they are, trying to be in the in crowd. But if we just stop trying to impress people or be impressed and be in the in crowd, maybe we can build genuine, you know what I'm saying, sincere bonds with people. I just miss that. And I think about when my mama used to talk about, like, back in the day, you never really hear our parents saying how they used to fall out with friends, how they couldn't get along. Like, they used to just kick it and have a good time. And that's what I need to get back to. But I feel like sometimes because I'm not easily impressed, it's just hard to fit in. Cause like, I don't get excited about the things that my generation gets excited about. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it could be because I know what it's like to not have money in the bank, not know where your next meal coming from, but I also know what it's like to have money, not have to check your bank account, have your bills on auto pay. And I've lived on both ends of the economic spectrum. So money don't really faze me. Like, I'm looking for genuine relationships, genuine friendships, and that's just hard.
I think it's time that we start decentering money. Okay, a lot of us women have been focusing on decentering men for a really long time. And it's not that we're now deeming that like men are not important. It's just that we are not making that the center focus of our lives. And I think we need to start doing that with our relationship with money. Now, money is a very important thing that we need as a society. Like, we need for basic human rights, money needs to go to the right places. But I'm talking about your personal relationship with money, okay? And this is really on the context of like girl bossing and building a six-figure business, because everyone's talking about it and everyone wants to do it because they think that when they make a shit ton of money that they're going to be free, that they're going to be in control and they're going to be free until they realize that the money is now controlling them. The craving and the desire for money is now in control, and you're not actually free. If you think about your process with like decentering men, it's not that like men don't matter and it just doesn't exist anymore in your life. It's that is not where you, like, this is the focus in your life and everything else is surrounding it. It's the same thing with money. This is not the main focus in your life and everything else is surrounding it. Everything in your life has a place, right? But when you have too much emphasis on one thing, it becomes unhealthy. And that's where it becomes toxic to yourself, where if you're centering men too much, everything about your life is focused on, you know, the male gaze, looking a certain way for a male's attention, putting men in front of friendships, all that kind of stuff. How are you doing that with money? How are you making money such a central focal point of your life and everything else is like kind of on the back burner? And the things that you put on the back burner are the things that you kind of are expecting money to give you, but you don't realize that by centering money too much, you're deprioritizing those things. Like, if money is here to give you freedom would give you time to slow down, enjoy your life, and do more like, you know, pleasurable things, right? You can do that without money being the chase, the game, the focal point of your life. And actually, the more that you enjoy your life, the more money comes to you. True freedom is coming from money or not. I am allocating time, I'm creating space, I'm creating pleasure. The real luxuries of life are time, moving slow, being creative, and doing what you want to do. And I think a lot of people, it's not that we're working too hard, it's just that we're not playing enough. And this isn't everyone, but I do think like a lot of this like female entrepreneurship, girl boss kind of perspective is coming from, I need to work really, really hard so I can be free, so I can feel free, I can be in control as well. I don't want a man to control me, I don't want a corporation to control me. And while I love where the heart is and I love where the thought is, you then end up kind of, it's like a booby trap, basically. I built an insanely abundant business and I realized how much it was destroying me. And I wasn't building a business off of a lack of integrity where I was selling something scammy and making a bunch of money, like teaching people how to build a six-figure business. And that was my six-figure business. Like, that's not a business kind of thing, or like selling like a shitty Alibaba product. Like, I was genuinely making a deep impact on what I was putting out. It was coming from a place of integrity. And in that process, I was drained and depleted. And I know they say like a successful business is something that's like, it's supposed to run itself. But you can't always do that when you're offering a service. And a lot of the businesses nowadays that we're launching as a culture are
coaching, self-help, things where we're helping other people. And it's an awesome thing to do, but at the expense of your own health and nervous system, not so much, because you're then just perpetuating a cycle that you desire to be broken and that you're also helping other people break. Like, it's a catch-22. So when we're decentering money, it's just not allowing it to be the main focus of our everyday life. And it's choosing to not let everything else surround that and let that be the main focus that's consuming you in your life, because it's severely disrupting your nervous system. And this is why so many people go to girl boss and then they tap out of girl bossing, because they're like, it literally killed me to chase money so much. I know it's an expensive time to be alive and everything is just insanely expensive. It's a really tough time to be alive. But money actually flows to you really richly, really abundantly, really gently, with ease, with no hesitation when you do decenter it. When you stop focusing and obsessing and attaching and climbing with it or to it so much, it then wants to come to you. It wants to come to you because you're not necessarily craving it. But when you're craving it, it's like, oh no, it's literally like a toxic relationship. It's the same thing, and it's the exact same thing to your nervous system. It has the exact same impact to your nervous system that toxic relationship did. So we need to start decentering money a little bit and start recentering our focus on living a more balanced life. We should still desire to grow in our financial efforts, but in a healthy way. I think it's all about having a more balanced relationship with the income and the outcome and the way that you're living your life. If your life is centered around enjoying your life, then you are rich. Does that make sense? I promise you the money is not as important as you're making it out to be if it's at the expense of your own happiness, health, and balanced life.
Guys, here's the thing about running a business, especially on a large scale. If you run it right, and if you train the people right, you can still have that business running and then set it up in a way where they don't need you anymore. They can efficiently run the business without you. So you're not really working yourself to death. You train people how to do your job, and you eventually have 100% ownership of your product. Just oversee it from time to time. Always manage the money, because that is one of the issues that a lot of people get in trouble with. Because if you have a business that is making a lot of money, you want to keep control of the money. You want to see the ins and out of the money. Check the books every single day, because you never know who can steal from you. Especially if you're running a very successful business, that happens literally all the time. And you go to court and you have all of these lawsuits just because you trusted people a little bit too much and did not really check the books all the time. So the whole point of entrepreneurship, I believe, is freedom. And if you can build a thing, train people in that specific thing, and if you can learn how to delegate tasks correctly, you can have a lot more time. You don't have to work 80 hours a week. You can scale that back down to even 20 hours a week. But one of the mistakes that a lot of entrepreneurs make is that they love their business so much that they cannot allow another person to have responsibility in that business. And eventually, it can literally drain them so much to the point where they have health issues. You do not want to get in that position. Guys, even for my startup, even though I have started it, I know that one day I will hardly be working for that startup. I will only be putting in about 10 to 15 hours per week, because I plan to train people on how to do what I do, who have experience in valuation of every single financial asset, whether it's stocks, whether it's bonds, whether it's ETFs, even cryptocurrencies. I am learning how to value all of these assets, and then I will train other people to do this thing for me, so I can be up top and actually see the clear vision of the company and work toward getting that company to another level. I can be doing much larger deals. I can be meeting with, new clients, big hedge funds, or, people like that. So when you come to that point in your life, you have to really learn, again, how to delegate tasks. That is how you do not get burned out as an entrepreneur. The whole point of entrepreneurship is freedom. At first, you buy your way out of freedom, and then you have a choice. Do you want to be free, or do you not want to be free? I know you love your business. I do as well. But eventually, we have to let part of those things go, so we cannot lose sight of the actual vision that we envision for the company.
Relationships are a distraction. I'm sorry. Right now, relationships are a distraction for people that are building. Like, everybody, I'm serious. Everybody got to put their head down at this point. I mean, when people don't have nothing going on, what do? They find distractions. They find things to get into. If you don't have stuff going on, you're going to get distracted. And if you're not serious about what you have and what you should be focused on, you're going to find a distraction. If your income has drastically went down after getting into a relationship with somebody, or you're in a relationship with someone and they're not interested in what you're building, they're not excited about what you're building, they're not funding, and I'm talking to women specifically on that one, because, and I'm not saying that women can't invest in their man, you know, doing stuff, but usually men need to be self-sufficient. Like, this is your thing. This is your world that you building, baby. But women, especially, and I'm gonna go towards y'all need to sit y'all tail down somewhere. You need to sit down and you need to focus. You need to learn how to take care of yourself. You need to create content. You need to batch content. You need to get your offers together. You need to sell. You need to build relationships. It's too many distractions going on right now. There are women saying things like, you know, I really want a companion or somebody, you know, I don't want a situationship, I just want somebody. Y'all need to get some money. Build a relationship with money. Because I'm going to tell you this, times are going to get more and more stringent and you're going to have to start making decisions. Okay? I understand that some of y'all are moving in. Like if you're going to have a roommate situation, that's fine. Just make sure that they're responsible people. Just because everybody got a vision and a plan does not mean that they have a work ethic. Because I'm for the last 7 to 10 days, I've been hearing about women that are moving in with one another and they're saying that they're doing this to get, you know, creating business. But y'all need to make sure these people are responsible. Make sure these people get responsible. Just because you got a vision and a plan does not mean that they have a responsible work ethic. Because you'll be less off. You'll be worse off. That's what I meant. You just got to use wisdom. And y'all can do it. If you just get distractions out of the way and get focused. Get your automations in place. Like, I'm just saying.
Guys, at the end of the day, I think that a relationship can actually be a huge distraction when you are trying to build your life and trying to really build a future for yourself. Guys, you cannot run towards your goals as fast in a relationship as alone, but with the right person, you can go farther. So at the end of the day, I don't think that it's a real sprint. It's a marathon. So you want to be careful. If you allow people in your life, you have to be very careful who you allow, because a lot of people can actually slow you down. If they see that you have a clear future, they can try to leech off of you. They can try to be your friend and sort of stay along for the ride, even though they do not really have good intentions towards you. And guys, at times you just outgrow people as well. So it is not always, you know, out of hate or you fell out with a specific person. Sometimes people have choices in life and they pretty much choose to either get better and be better each and every day, or they don't. And the people who try to actively be better each and every day, they will outgrow the people who don't do that. And after a few years, those two people will barely have anything in common, just because one was growing the whole time, the other person was stagnant or maybe regressing in life. So they're kind of cooked. If you do have a person in your life, it can be a pro or a con. You really have to choose people in your life very wisely. And overall, most people that come into your life, they probably won't add much to your life. So it is a lot better to have a closer circle, but people who are very quality people in your life. Just all kinds of positive attributes to your life that you would be missing if you did not have them in your life. And very few people do that. But the ones who do that, they do it very well. And they're actually worth it. I appreciate you guys watching the video today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.